venue for United against City in the 161st Manchester derby. The champions head-to-head with the latest in the long line of contenders for the Barclays Premier League crown. It was City's chance to prove that their owner's huge financial investment over the past few years was worthwhile. Surprise omission from the United squad had many debating Sir Alex Ferguson's selection, but having only just... Mancini started with two up front in the shape of Mario Balotelli and Sergio Aguero.
Milner. Balotelli! The T-shirt says it all. After an explosive build-up to the game for Balotelli, an explosive start for him on the pitch too. So Danny Mills, why always him?
Well, it was an absolutely exquisite finish. Again, much against the run of play. Manchester United had all the possession, but again, nobody gets near David Silva. Too easy for him. James Milner, completely unmarked. Balotelli, no real pressure on him, but that's an excellent finish. As you see it come across, Milner just rolls it back. Balotelli side foots it into the corner of the net. That is an absolute, truly magnificent finish. But again, no pressure on the ball, and that's really been the tempo of the game.
Rooney again, onto the left foot, and again. Balotelli down for Aguero, and Balotelli beyond Evans, down he goes, and the decision goes in favour of Manchester City, but what about Johnny Evans?
It's got to be red, surely, and it is.
And is, yes. Johnny Evans, the denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity. It's a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area, as opposed to a penalty kick. But Manchester United, already a goal down, are now a man down as well.
For me, I've said several times before, Johnny Evans always has a mistake in him. And I don't even know what he was thinking. Balotelli was clearly in behind him. His body position was all wrong. Johnny Evans, as you see it again on the replay, he just gives up. No complaints whatsoever about that sending off. Said at the start, Johnny Evans was always going to be suspect, if you like, in the...
Milner back to Silva again. And Milner, Balotelli, two for City. And Manchester City are turning Old Trafford blue.
Well, as City celebrate, Manchester United defends Anderson, and all sorts of people raise their arms asking questions. David Silva does magnificently well there to stay on his feet. Could have gone down. There you go, James Milner, Mr. Consistency, working his absolute socks off, running all over the place, making runs. Great little ball in. Look at that. Put a good cross in earlier, but Balotelli certainly can't miss from there, and suddenly now he's on a hat-trick in a Manchester...
Toure. Balotelli, Milner, crisp from City, it's Richards, it's three, Sergio Aguero. No doubt now about the outcome. Completely Manchester City's day.
Well, that has to be it for me. It's game over, certainly now. I think Mancini and David Blatt were going to make a substitution, whether they change their minds now about who comes off or if anyone comes off. But again, good play from Balotelli. The ball comes into him. It's a great little flick, the awareness, and again the ball across the box. That's a fantastic ball. It's so inviting across that 6-yard box, and it's Mika Richards. He's spared because of the extra man, and suddenly Aguero comes in and he can't miss. And really, City have, in all honesty, I think have maybe had 4 shots on goal, scored 3 goals.
This is probably for Welbeck. Rooney. Here's Darren Fletcher. Hernandez back to Fletcher. Lovely goal. That's a gem of a goal from Darren Fletcher. Probably too little, almost certainly too late, but one to remember nonetheless.
Well, it's a magnificent finish. Again, City just stand off. It's Gareth Barry just turns his back on the ball. You know, his head goes towards the ball there. Look, he doesn't stay with the runner, allows Fletcher that time and space, and I think that's probably United. It's just been an abject performance, I think, from Manchester United.
Silva. Yaya Toure. They're looking for four. Alexander Kolarov is going to come on. Silva. That was Barry, and Lescott, and Dzeko turns it in. And now there is a mass exodus around Old Trafford. It's a day the like of which Sir Alex Ferguson has rarely seen before. His United team dismantled by the noisy neighbours.
I know they're a man down, but to give up, effectively, that's exactly what they've done. Rio Ferdinand standing, watching. Lescott, I think Lescott thinks he scored that for a moment, the way he runs off. Dzeko doesn't know an awful lot about it, as it really just hits him on the knee and goes in. But again, United of the last 5 minutes have just given up all hope, and it's a strange situation. You know, maybe you're right, maybe the balance of power.
Well. Rather defies expectation and some logic, but it could be worse here still. It's Silva, and it's 5-1, just as it was all those years back in 1989. Manchester United cut apart on their own ground by the upstarts from across the city.
Well, I can't quite believe it, in all honesty. Never expected this. I got it completely wrong. I thought Manchester United, before the game, would just about shade this. They've been poor, and City have really put them to the sword. Mancini's got his tactics right, and when Manchester City have had opportunities, they've been absolutely clinical. De Gea hasn't had too many saves to make, but what he has done is really ended up picking the ball out the back of the net.
And here's Silva and Dzeko, and where are Manchester United?
5-on-3, and Dzeko could have had a hat-trick since coming on, if his finishing would have been a little bit.
And when the whistle goes, there will be very few Manchester United supporters here. Here's Dzeko. Couldn't be 6, could it? It could, you know. A seismic day in English football. No other way to describe it. Regime change, power shift, call it what you like. Totally unexpected, truly spectacular, and humiliating for Manchester United.
This is a team that ripped Arsenal apart, scored 8 goals against Arsenal, and have suddenly conceded 6 against Manchester City. It's almost unbelievable. And again, well, that could have easily been Dzeko's 4th. You know, Man City could have scored 8 themselves here today. Mancini, well, he's got it right. I wasn't quite sure before the game, but well done, Roberto Mancini and Manchester City.
It's a simply stunning scoreline, and the handshake will be an unusual one for Sir Alex Ferguson, because his team has been completely dismantled.